Hello everybody and welcome back to Operation Logistics, where I know in the last episode I said I had a theory on why this wasn't working. The theory didn't pan out. Essentially the theory was that it wasn't adding the final world hex or biome hex, but if that was the case, that would mean that there just wasn't a path at all. So it can't be that. So that didn't work out. So I think what we need to do at this point is we need to figure out if it's returning 1,000,000 on all of those, or if it's, for whatever reason, returning 1. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to debug.log right here, and this is going to be slow. I'm well aware. This is going to be very, very slow. So we need to debug log at this point, and this is going to be a string.format. And then this is going to be something along the lines of 0. Don't need a space there. This needs to be in a string. 0, 1. And then 2. 2. You know, realistically, maybe we should just, in the int3, redo this a little bit. Like, essentially just do this, and then we use this like that. So we would then return string.format 0, 2, 1. Cost is essentially infinite. And then this would be from building dot location dot toString, and then location dot toString, like that. Oh, we need the parentheses slightly different. And let's just have this return mathf.infinity. I don't know if that's going to break anything. It shouldn't. I mean, it's basically the same thing. Okay. So let's go ahead and run that, and basically this is going to be very slow with all those debug logs if what's happening, if what I think is happening is happening. But I do want to know what exactly is going on outside of those first two hexes. And that's exactly what this is going to tell us, theoretically. So the debug logs will be very slow, but there won't be more than around 1,000 of them, so it won't take more than a few seconds to output them, for sure. I mean, there'll be a noticeable frame rate hit. There's no doubt about that. And it'll only output it if it's if it's infinity. So if it's infinity, then theoretically, we should see a scenario where it outputs it for all of them except for the ones in the first and last biome hex, or the first and last world hex, and any that have to go off-road, like the origin point is off-road, so that would be an infinity. The destination point may be off-road. I haven't been doing it that way, but it's a possibility. We'll go ahead and skip that tutorial, and we will come on in here. Go ahead and purchase ourselves a plant. We'll demolish that plant, create a root, select the root. We'll go right up over here, and we'll see just how long this takes. Yeah, I expected it to be a little slow. It needs to output at least several hundred of those debug logs, because I expect every single one of those outside of these two world hexes is outputting that. So let's take a quick look here. Hello. What's all this then? Hang on. Hang on. What is this? What is this even supposed to be? I mean, I guess that's probably due to our use of the Manhattan distance. We are still using that, right? Not square distance. And realistically, maybe we should be using the squared distance. I don't know. Let's check here. Yeah, we're using the Manhattan distance. So, I mean, we could potentially switch over to square distance and see if it cleans up any of this nonsense. I don't feel like Manhattan distance is really designed to be used on this sort of a grid. But... hang on. It's not working in any hex now? Presumably because of the mathf.infinity? But it's not working in the same way in every hex. Now that's fascinating. I assume it's because of mathf.infinity. But really quick, I want to just test here and see. Return. We want hex manager dot get building hex position from dot location minus hex manager dot get building hex position to dot location dot square magnitude. Okay, so I mean that's a lot less code. I don't know if it'll actually work any better. No, you can go away. I don't know if it'll actually work any better, but, I mean, who knows? Maybe it will. I'd be surprised. I'll put it that way. I would be surprised if it worked any better. Unity, you can stop. Manhattan distance is more designed for a square grid, though, so maybe? I mean, we could use the real distance, but that would be really slow. And the entire point of get distance is that it's just a quick estimate. So, we'll see. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. It does seem that mathf.infinity might have broken things. Which is intriguing, to be sure. So let's come on in here. Buy a piece of land, confirm, we'll go ahead and demolish that. Route management, create route, select that, head on up, we're gonna go here. Edit route mode, and bam. So once again, it's gonna take a while to output all those debugs. And we're not actually technically really using them. Because essentially all it did was confirm what I thought. And yeah, you can see here that it's basically... it is better? Like 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's still slightly out of its way. And I have to assume that that's because of mathf.infinity. So let's go ahead and revert that change quick. And we'll just see how this ends up... Unity. We'll see how this ends up working. We will have this be just 1000F. And let's just not do this, because that was in fact doing exactly what I thought it was, which ends up meaning that this isn't even being called, I think. Yeah, hang on a moment. How many of those did it output? 864 steps, 999 plus. Okay. I mean, that kind of makes sense, I suppose. 801, 51, 55 to 801, 51, 55. Interesting. Okay, so I have a bit of a theory, but we need to run this again to verify here. So I'm on the track here. If this isn't being called, then that means that this is not returning true, right? Yeah, that pretty much is what that means. Or that neither of these are actually happening. But if that's the case, then it's actually not connected, and that's working properly. Interesting. Well, we're definitely narrowing down this problem. Okay. So we're gonna start off down here, I guess. We'll go ahead and purchase ourselves the storefront, demolish it, create route, select, grab. We're gonna head up over here, edit route, and in we go. Hang on, we're not in edit route mode at all. Edit route, and there we go. Okay, so now it's actually working properly there. You can see it's definitely actually grabbing the correct paths there, but it looks like it's not elsewhere. Yeah, it's not. But that definitely tells me that it is something to do with get entry cost. It has to be. Everything else is working just fine. It's just that when we are off of the first or last world hex, it's outputting everything, whether it's connected or not, in an odd fashion. And it looks like these connections are all working properly to me. Except for maybe like this one? Yeah, that one's not proper at all. Those all look proper though. Well, not this one. But yeah, that's a known bug. We'll deal with that eventually. But it has to be a problem with the get entry costs. So, let's think about this. If system.enum.getName type of building type, which is the type of current building, .substring 04 equals road. So if the first four characters of the building name equals road. No, I don't want to be here. I want to be here. Let's go ahead and tweak the definition of building type here. So we've got our roads, which is road, road intersection generic, road bendy junction, blah, blah, blah. They all start with road. That's the important thing, is they all start with road. So if this hex and from hex are on the same road, is what we're doing here. So we grab the world hex, so manager.business.hexmanager.getWorldHex by index location.worldhex. So our current world hex. And then the biome hex store, worldhex.biomehexes location.biomehex. So our current world hex and biome hex. And then if biomehexstore.intersections location.buildinghex.count is less than 2, then we are on this road, and we run our check to see if it's adjacent on road. Otherwise, we iterate through everything in the intersections, and then we have our current road, and we check if it's adjacent on that road, and we return 1 if true. So what's the problem? I keep coming back to that. Huh. Well, this is the end of my recording session. And I feel like I might be a little too close to the problem at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, take a little bit of a break from the problem, and come back to it and probably solve it right away, as normal. Oh boy, it's a little annoying, but that's how programming works. So next episode, hopefully, we will be solving this issue. At long last. That would sure be nice. But make sure to subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time.